down with when you're looking at kind of these breakouts is they work a lot better when they're breaking out the all-time highs. Otherwise you're kind of in that real slippery slope of what's going on. So like this very rare, if this little peak wasn't here, this breakout would be sick because it would be a triple tapper, and that's where we want to go with this thing. But this little penis that's sticking out of here makes it a little bit more annoying. It could add a level of resistance. It's holding up pre-market though, so we should be okay. But I would give that one like a B+, not an A. An A would be right break out the highs. Yeah, it looks a little slow all day, A or A. This galt looks like a hoe too. Like it looks all right, like you're coming out of this range over here. It does have the ability to move, but yeah, I find that once these stocks kind of collapse, they're kind of done. So I'd probably stay away from that one. Unless you like these little small caps, you want them little penny poppers, one of the little degenerate penny poppers like all day. You notice that almost all people that trade penny stocks are under 6'1". You never see like a stud trading penny stocks. That's a man like me, right, all day. Now let's take a look into that watch list. All right. So this one I really like this one. You're a stud, just a little stud. 5'7". You keep telling yourself that, buddy, on your tippy toes. Tom Cruise says he's 5'11" too. We know how tall he is. Yeah. All right, check this out. So we got ECYT over here. We got flat top breakout in the works here. You're already starting to push hard, actually. So I think that, you've got to come in with this one. It's a 60 million share float. I was hoping for a weak open on this one so that we could go red to green, but, we're gapping up. So once you gap up strong like that, right, there's only two options. You go ORB, quick pullback buy. But this one's probably going to be my favorite play for today. We are getting IQ bust lower on range. We shredded this thing like men of honor yesterday in the chat room at the open. Same type of deals we did yesterday. We took this thing hard. So yesterday, if you notice, this is like your bread and butter when you have a short play. See how like it opened up like slightly higher, right? So you got like a green move. And then when it goes green to red, right, you can take that thing short, and then you hit all the flags and stuff like that. But something like this, I mean, you'll get $2-3 out of it. $2-3 out of it real quick. So there's nothing. This one moves fast. The one thing to stay away from is this one always chills in the middle of the day. Like if you can't hit it that first hour, there's no point of trading it because it always sits around the rest of the day. It always sits around the rest of the day, so that's something to just kind of be mindful of, is that if you're not hitting them in the morning, then you're going to sit around. And it's Friday, so go have some fun. Who wants to sit for a computer all day? Goal of today is get out of here in 45 minutes. We'll hop on the simulator like all day with this little TOS platform. We'll just mess around the rest of the day playing FIFA. Now let's take a look at the regular watch list. We still got WTW, Urban Outfitter. Both of those are swings, right? We don't want to be day trading those. They're going to be slow because they're retail. This twatter's looking actually pretty good. The one good thing with this one is if it busts this trend line here, it's going to be a little bit slower. It's got 705 million share float, so you're not going to get like that big push on this thing. It's one of those stocks that moves like 2, 3, 4% a day when it moves. But the range is decent enough. I mean, you could come around and shred some back and forth. This one I actually might take for a swing. If it busts that trend line today and closes okay, I'll take that thing for a swing trade and just put a stop under this bottom base. And I'll hold this thing for the next week or two. This SRPT's really been acting like a hoe. It hasn't been trading that well yet. But we'll take I still got it on the list. This SFIX is probably my second favorite after ECYT. This one's got a really good range. You can see this thing kind of popped right into the close yesterday for a couple bucks. So that would have been maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock it was popped through. So this one's going to give you that thing. When something can move like $2-3 in a couple candles, we like that. At 4 million shares in volume, so it's got good enough liquidity for us. It does tend to have a little bit of a spread, so don't run in and buy on the ask and then sell on the bid like an asshole. You're going to have to kind of level into it in between. This Roku's still hanging out here. I think it's going to need to flag out for a couple more days. My third favorite of the day is this IRBT. This one was up 6% yesterday. This one gives really good range. Like, it has that ability to move $2, $3, $4, $5 really quickly if you can catch it at the right time. I like that. You know, this one's in a sector that moves pretty well, but 20 million share float. So even though it's like a larger stock, it'll move more like a small cap stock when it starts to run. You can see it's coming out of this flag pattern here. So something like this, it looks like it's got a flat open. If it opens weak, we'll go red to green on this thing. If it spikes up, we'll ORB or quick pullback by that. Right? We got IQ on the watch for short. We know that that 30 spot's the hot spot. It's already breaking below 30. So once it already breaks below 30, right, you can't actually short the 30 break. So you either got to wait for the pop back or wait for some other type of intraday setup. And the same type of thing, this Hooyah is also getting shredded. Keep an eye on that yesterday's low. So that's 28.74. And then the Goose is loose. The Goose Island's got a range break right here at that 60, I guess that'd be about 60.64. Then we got ECYT, and then this Billy's a bear flag too. You know, we took a nice shred on this thing yesterday. This thing dropped from 14 to 12.90 in just a few candles. I'll be looking to hit this thing again if I can get it. Yo, Johnny. Yeah. No fedora today. That's not a fedora, man. That's an Indiana Jones captain's hat. Good. All right, let's take a look at the general market here real quick. So, remember what we were talking about yesterday? You got to get like a green day, red day, green day. When you're stuck in between range, right? You're the penis in between us. You typically you're sandwiched in between there, and you won't be able to necessarily go with rhyme or reason. You just kind of go up and down, one green day, one red day. And you can see even yesterday, just like the day before, the market was a little bit choppy. Like you got strength, and then you faded off, and then you got strength. See, the previous day, you had strength on the gap up, you faded off, then you had strength, and then you faded off. That's what happens when you're in range. And so you just got to kind of remember that when you're breaking out all the way up like this and you're above the 9 EMA on the daily, everything works easy. You can trade pretty much all day and you'll get a lot of movement in the stocks. When you're stuck in the range, it's going to be more choppy. So if you can get like your gains in the first couple hours, you just let it loose. Now, if you start to break out of this range, right, and kind of clear over this level right here, that'll start taking you back to highs, and then the trading gets a little bit easier. So today, the goal is obviously to just kind of to shred that morning with some of these morning setups. Remember our favorites, right? We got IQ, ECYT, SFIX, and IRBT. So those are the four faves, right? Those are going to be the four faves. On the side, this BIBB looks okay. For me, that's a B plus or a B gapper because it's not a gapper to all-time highs or even to yearly highs, right? We don't want to be, we don't even want to be getting into those things. You know, D-gas, U-gas, natural gas sucks to trade. It really does. You know, there's just, when you see something, and that's just because I'm a trend trader, but like, you know, if you see something that just hasn't moved in like years, it's hard to day trade. See how like it just kind of stuck here in this range? You want to be sticking with the heat, right? For momentum trading, you want to trade stuff that's got momentum. Hey, brother. Yeah, this NTRA looks okay, too. You got a flag break there? Just for me personally, I don't like trading stuff with that low of volume. 500K is too low for me. So I typically, I typically bounce stuff like that. Oh, yeah. All right, boys, I got to go. I got to get my chat room, and I'll be on video all day. Well, till I'm done trading. I got to go. Remember the 4 I gave you. I'll be on the stream in the chat room. I'll see everybody in the mañana.